Hello Internet, it's Andrew Potter back again with another reading from Life of Pi by Jan Martel. Today we will be reading chapters 11 and 12. So let's get started, shall we? Chapter 11. Consider the case of the female black leopard that escaped from the Zurich Zoo in the winter of 1933. She was new to the zoo and seemed to get along with the male leopard, but various paw injuries hinted at matrimonial strife. Before any decision could be taken about what to do, she squeezed through a break in the roof bars of her cage and vanished in the night. The discovery of a wild carnivore was free in their midst created an uproar among the citizens of Zurich. Traps were set and hunting dogs were let loose. They only rid the canton of its few half-wild dogs. Not a trace of the leopard was found for 10 weeks. Finally, a casual laborer came upon it under a barn 25 miles away and shot it. Remains of roe deer were found nearby. That a big, black, tropical cat managed to survive for more than 2 months in a Swiss winter without being seen by anyone, let alone attacking anyone, speaks plainly to the fact that escaped zoo animals are not dangerous, absconding criminals, but simply wild creatures seeking to fit in. And this case is just one among many. If you took the city of Tokyo and turned it upside down and shook it, you would be amazed at the animals that would fall out. It would pour more than cats and dogs, I tell you. Boa constrictors, Komodo dragons, crocodiles, piranhas, ostriches, wolves, lynx, wallabies, manatees, porcupines, orangutans, wild boar, and that's the sort of rainfall you could expect on your umbrellas. And they expected to find, in the middle of a Mexican tropical jungle, imagine. It's laughable, simply laughable. What were they thinking? Chapter 12. At times he gets agitated. It's nothing I say. I say very little. It's his own story that does it. Memory is an ocean and he bobs on its surface. I worry that he'll want to stop, but he wants to tell me his story. He goes on. After all these years, Richard Parker still preys on his mind. He's a sweet man. Every time I visit, he prepares a South Indian vegetarian feast. I told him I like spicy food. I don't know why I said such a stupid thing. It's a complete lie. I add dollop of yogurt after dollop of yogurt. Nothing doing. Each time is the same. My taste buds shrivel up and die. My skin goes beet red. My eyes well up with tears. My head feels like a house on fire, and my digestive tract starts to twist and groan in agony like a boa constrictor that has swallowed a lawnmower. And that's the end of chapter 12. Okay. I don't know what to think of those two chapters, actually. I mean, it makes sense for many animals to get lost. I guess, again, it's more of his zoo life, which makes sense. I think this is going to be a very big part of his life, is the zoo and what he does there. It makes sense for lots of animals to get lost from zoos, I guess. And I guess, yeah, you only do hear about the ones... Even if you don't hear about the animals being violent when they escape the zoo, they make them out to sound like some dangerous animal, some dangerous thing that, intended to escape to hurt people kind of thing. But yeah, no, it makes sense that they're just things that had to leave for some reason, like a leopard that, flip it. Flip the dynamic. Instead of it being an animal, think of it as being a human. A female that has recently possibly had some domestic violence. Like, yeah, you would want them to escape and get out of that. If the same thing happens to an animal, why would you want it to be trapped, kind of thing? Like, and there's nothing inherently dangerous about a leopard, so it makes sense that for it to want to try to escape, and that just because of the it's a big animal that could hurt people, we make it out to sound like it does. The second chapter, I don't understand what it's doing, because some of these chapters that seem to be completely out of place are written entirely in italics, so I don't know if that's something that's going on in the time that the book is set place, because all of these other chapters are Pi talking about when he was a kid, or when he was younger, or all this sort of stuff in the past. These italic ones seem to be in the moment, present, current. They seem to be what's happening. So I guess that's my guess. is that the italics are what's currently happening until we hit the present, because right now we're living through Pi's past, but it seems to be continuing forward. So that is my guess on that. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's all I really got to say about those two chapters. Sorry that these videos have been short, but this one and the last one will have been short. So the ones for this week will have been short. I don't know about next week yet. I haven't recorded them yet, clearly, because I'm living in the now. Yes. But yeah, so that's really all I've got to say about those. Again, if you have any questions, anything I didn't really go into that you wanted me to go into with these two chapters, or anything I haven't gone into yet that you think I really should, feel free to ask that in the comments below, and I will get to that when we get to the grand finale of this adventure that we're going on. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Have a good night.